Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're going to be casting this game between Gown here in the blue at 1108 versus Nadir 91 here in the red at 879. So it looks like our player in the red is going to be playing E-Heroes most likely. Let's see if he's playing a skill drain E-Hero deck, because that is getting quite popular and it is a great deck. And so he's going to go for Stratos, and he used E-Call to get Stratos, and then he's going to search out an alias from the effective Stratos. And most likely he'll be setting like 1 or 2. That's generally how E-Heroes play. And I think that is a pretty good opener. It's pretty standard. And we see a Duality come out. And it's always best to Duality after you summon a Stratos. That way you deck thin by at least 1 card. And see what he adds. Solemn Warning was there from the Duality. And my guess is he will add that unless he already has one. So he is going to go with the Solemn Warning. Pretty decent play, I'd say. Very standard. And I like the pace of E-Heroes. It's not like a deck that OTKs, off of, turn 1. Although they can do it now with Blade Armor Ninja from like Bubble Man and like Miracle Fusion. They can do some pretty crazy stuff. Especially when you get to make like double Blade Armor Ninjas and then like Miracle Fusion. It is pretty ridiculous. So, let's see what our player in blue is going to have as a response. I mean, you should see that. For sure there's at least 1 Solemn Warning set because, and my guess is that face down is a Solemn Warning. So let's see what our player in the blue does to try to play around this. And he's going to summon an alias himself, and I think that is a good option. He says okay, so interesting. Sometimes it's not good to even let them get any summon. And we see a Future Fusion come out, and he's going to reveal the Shining. So he can Solemn Warning the Future Fusion, although I'm not sure if that'll be the best idea, because in E-Heroes, it doesn't really matter too much. It does allow him to put the cards in the graveyard, though, and that's essentially just the best part of Future Fusion. Not necessarily just getting the Shining out in 2 turns, but just being able to send those cards to the graveyard. Against like dragons, though, if they activate Future Fusion, you must Warning that when you have the chance. Ooh, and so he added Warning, but did not set it. Interesting. So he's playing mind games there, because generally you would have thought he would have set Solemn Warning, which I probably would have set Solemn Warning as well. Not like for necessarily the mind games. The Book of Moon was like okay. The thing is, I really felt like Solemn Warning was just too good. And why would you not set Solemn Warning? I mean, I would set both. Like, it's just too good of a card. But against E-Heroes, I don't say Solemn Warning is like that amazing. I mean, it stops Stratos. That's about the only like plus. I mean, Miracle Fusion is not really a plus for them, although they get a pretty decent monster. So let's see what player in the blue is going to be able to do to this. I mean, he has options for Miracle. He has so many options right now. He should have options. He's going to go for his Stratos now. Now, if I was to play in the red, I would definitely want to Warning that, as the player in the red is doing already. So I'll have to pay 2,000 life for that. I mean, sure, it stops the Stratos search, but I mean, at this point, our player in the blue can go for a Miracle Fusion. Nope, doesn't look like it. But in E-Hero Mirror Match, the most important card is Superpoly. That card changes every game. So we see an alias be summoned here, and Stratos on board, so you can pretty much hit for almost half life right now. And let's see what he ends up going for. He says okay, so no Torrential, so perhaps a Mirror Force would be okay. I'm playing the blue. No, he's going to take both of it. Unless he wants to deprison the alias. Nope. No deprison. Which, deprison is still seeing some play in E-Heroes, I'd say. That is a deck where people are still, making it super anti-meta-ish. But yeah, Skill Drain will not be good against either one of these players because they're both playing E-Heroes. And Skill Drain is really good because obviously when Shining goes to the graveyard, he gets its effect. Absolute Zero gets its effect whenever it goes off the field, as long as it's face up. Like if you Book a Moon, a Absolute Zero, and then compulse it, then it will not get its effect. But we see a Superpoly activated, and that's going to hurt quite a bit. So he can go for the Shining now. He's going to use both the cards because you can use it from either side of the field, and that really makes it one of the best cards, I would say, in Mirror Match. Superpoly, definitely very good. So, and he will be able to make a Great Tornado or Shining. My guess is Shining, but Great Tornado would have larger attack. If we see a Miracle Fusion now, I think our player in the blue is definitely... Ooh, a Torrential becomes out, so it's not that bad. I mean, it was a 2 for 2 essentially, but then a Torrential was used, so he did essentially +1 at the end of that. So then we see an alias being summoned. So okay, I mean, if we see a Hero Blast, that'll be a good card though. Let's see. Oh, and a Hero Blast is activated, and now he will be able to destroy his alias, and he will be able to add back a alias for himself. So pretty decent place. And we see a Gemini Spark chained. And so he's going to be able to tribute the alias and destroy one card. And since he just has to be able to add the card. Because if you like DD Crow it, then he will not be able to get the effect of destroying. Because you must be able to add the card for the other effect to resolve correctly. Because it's then destroy. Also with Gemini Spark, if you guys didn't know this ruling, if Gemini Spark doesn't actually destroy the target, you don't get to actually draw. So, it's our player in the red's turn now. And he will have to deal with a Shining the next turn because Future Fusion was activated. And so, yeah, next turn he'll get out his Shining. A pretty decent card. And we see an alias being summoned. No surprise there. Maybe we'll see Hero Blast from our player in the blue. Nope. Doesn't look like he will. Maybe he's just waiting for the battle phase. Nope. So he's gonna take some damage. I mean, he technically already has an answer to that. But the thing is, I would not want to get Gemini Sparked, especially from the Future Fusion card that he's getting out. So he will be getting out a Shining. Although Shining still has no boosts. Neither player is using any Miracle Fusions yet. And then he's going to summon an Ocean. Pretty good play from our player in the blue. Especially if he's going to be able to get that +1. And we see his Superpoly. The card is just so good in Mirror Match. And the thing is, the Shining will miss the timing from Superpoly because the monster goes on the field. And that is kind of unfortunate. No, he's going to... Okay, he's setting both of his, which would be the correct thing to do. Although there's no targets for that Shining to get out anyways. So yeah, Absolute Zero, pretty good choice to make. And he could have went for a Shining himself. Although he can't use Solemn Judgment there because nothing can be chained to Superpoly. Yeah, so that's just one thing to come to mind because you can't do anything to Superpoly. But that is a ruling. Because if you guys didn't know, Superpoly is a quick play. And spell, traps, and card effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. You cannot Solemn Judgment, because Solemn Judgment is bringing out... I'm sorry. Absolute Zero is brought up by another card. He's not brought up by himself. You can't actually ever Solemn Judgment Absolute Zero, because you would have to Solemn Judgment the Miracle Fusion. But that is just one thing to keep in mind. Yeah, it is like Miracle. There's no other way. You can't Solemn Judgment Zero. You can't even Solemn Warning Superpoly, which makes it amazing because, yeah, it's the Summon Chain, not the Super Chain. No, he would be incorrect because it's brought out by another card. So our player in the red should basically win the duel, but I'm going to go ahead and just PM these guys and then tell them what's up because obviously they're going to have some argument and they might call an admin and it'll take longer. So I'm just going to pause the video, but you guys will see it just happen. Alright guys, so yeah, I PM'd him and helped him out. I tried to explain him the best way I could explain it was basically like a Mystic Tomato. You can't Solemn Judgment Mystic Tomato's effect to bring out another dark because it's brought up by another card's effect. You can, however, Solemn Judgment the summon of Mystic Tomato, but not whatever Mystic Tomato summons because it's by another card's effect. But yeah, that's just a really interesting duel, and you can definitely see how Superpoly was used quite well. I mean, you always wait till your opponent has two E-heroes on the field, and that way you can capitalize the most off of your super polymerization. But yeah, I felt like both players had a pretty good, you know, they had a good amount of card like hand, and on top of that, they both were able to activate Super Poly. So I felt like both players had a pretty decent duel. Although that Hero Blast definitely would have been helpful if our player in the blue had a Hero Blast ready to go. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon signing out.